recording on. Sorry. So I tried to untangle this, and I remember the cartoon. The name of this cartoon was Tangled History, или просто Tangled. And I asked anybody if they had seen this cartoon. The name of this cartoon was Rapunzel, Tangled History. Rapunzel. Of course. Почему так умно, а я продолжаю биться с наушниками под столом, почему так умно было назвать мультик Rapunzel Tangled History? Why? Oh, yeah, I did it. I untangled them. Sorry, just a sec. Okay. So why was it so good? Can you hear me well? Yeah.
No, not well.
No,
It was better before.
What do you mean? Well, hi, Tatiana. Not well? Even now, not well?
Now,
it's not well.
Okay. So, what is so clever about calling the cartoon about Rapunzel Tangled History? Why it's so clever? Why is it a nice name? Tangled Rapunzel, запутанная история. Why is it?
Because your hair was so long that it tangled all the time.
If you remember Rapunzel, it's a very good story about the girl with very, very long hair. And basically it's a very not wise maybe, but even wise fairy tale telling us how our parents can limit us, influence our future, and don't want to give us freedom. This is a very good cartoon about separation, very psychological cartoon, psychological fairy tale actually. And okay, I have untangled my earphones. We can try now to start. And my first question is, how are you? How are you doing?
Well, good, nice. Awesome.
Awesome.
Not complain.
Can't complain. How are you feeling, guys? Nick, what are you doing? Are you playing some games there? If you're playing some games, switch it off immediately.
I can't show you. I don't play it.
Okay, so okay, I will. If not, I will complain to your sister. Okay.
Okay.
So, okay, really, how are you feeling? Because I can say that for the past few days, I caught myself feeling so many different emotions that I can actually say that it's not that I'm having mood swings. It's not that I'm having mood swings. Как это понять? Mood swings.
Качели.
Смотрите, всем знакомо, да? So it's not that. Как это понять? It's not that I am having.
Не то чтобы.
It's not that I'm having mood swings. It's that just during 24 hours of the day, I feel absolutely different emotions, and I sometimes I live through, through ecstasy to despair, from ecstasy to despair. Don't despair. From ecstasy, понимаете, да, desperado, да, отчаянный. From ecstasy to despair. I actually think that I want to show you something. I think you will also agree with me. It's in our chat. Please check the chat, and I will probably share the screen too. So, do you know what this thing is? Have you ever heard anything about this thing? Because as I promised you, we will unite English with psychology and deep understanding of ourselves and other people. I actually want to show this to you. What do you think it is? Look, so many words like starting with
many different emotions that we can feel, and it can help us to understand what we are really feeling now.
What we are really feeling. And if you see, it's called, actually, you're absolutely right, it's called emotional spectrum. Да, через А только читается spectrum. And
it's what is good about this emotional spectrum, that all big majority and variations of different emotions are basically categorized into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 general emotions. When you feel happy, when you feel surprised, you see in the small circle in the middle, you can feel bad, you can feel fearful, angry, disgusted, and sad. Yeah, disgusted. Это что такое disgusting?
Отвратительно.
Отвратительно. So you see, these big emotions are subcategorized into smaller variations of emotions. For example, if we come to angry, we can feel let down. Let down. Это что значит? Don't let me down. You feel Don't let me down. Такая красивая песня Beatles. Don't let me down. Это не подведи меня. Let down – это подводить. Don't let me down. When you feel that you are let down by somebody, you have two variations of emotions. You can feel betrayed. You can feel betrayed. Что такое betrayed?
Преданный.
Да,
Ну, в смысле, как
да,
предали.
да, что вас предали. And you can feel resentful. What is resentful? What is resentment? When you are really upset and you don't want to talk, you don't want to communicate. Все, вы как бы на ресете практически. Что?
Замкнутый?
Не-не-не, resentful – это очень обиженный, очень сильно такой уязвленный, и вы не хотите иметь никакого дела, такой вот, может быть, даже можно перевести как затаивший обиду, злопамятный. Такой не просто там angry, да, просто вот насколько много вариантов может разбиться слово angry. So, and if we come to happy feeling, for example, if we come to optimistic, yeah, it's the bottom line of happy feeling, optimistic. Optimistic also is separated into two. It's inspired and hopeful. So if you look through this...
Вдохновленный, полный надежды.
Вдохновленный, да, вдохновленный, оптимистичный, то есть полный надежд. And if you basically, of course, if you start going around the corners, I am sure you will find like 30% of the words that you don't know. I am absolutely sure that about 20 to 50 even % can be not familiar. You cannot be familiar with some words, like, for example, dismayed, perplexed, maybe aroused, even, you know, aroused?
Возвышался.
Нет, это похоже на слово возбужденный. Maybe you don't remember the word courageous, or maybe it will be... Сейчас, что такое? Смотрю, что, по идее, многие вы должны знать. Remorseful, maybe, I think you don't know. Detestable, nauseated, revolted, appalled, dismissive, numb, withdrawn. No, I think about 30% will be, no, the words will be unfamiliar to you. Do you agree with me? Overwhelmed?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So I will ask you to do it as your homework. I don't want to lose time now, but I think it's crucial. Crucial, вы помните, да? Crucial, сокрушительно. Да, очень важно. I think that it's crucial not only for your English, because you will have a huge number of adjectives after this spectrum, but also it's great to test the spectrum. It's great to test the spectrum, and it's great to see it. So I actually made a different list, and I'm going to also to send this list to you. I've made a little bit different list, and I think this list will be more familiar to you. This list will be more familiar to you. I will, just a second, I will send this list to you, and I think you will agree with me that it's easier. I will, just a second, I will open it for you here. Маленький, да, экран, плохо видно. Или номер? Эй, скажите что-нибудь. Talk to me from time to time. Talk to me, okay? If I do it like this, and maybe like this, is it good? If you look at,
Yes, it is good.
it's good. Okay. So we need, again, I want to see its anger emotions, the emotion of disgust. Disgusting.
Отвращение.
Yeah. What is contempt? Help me, please. What is contempt?
Ой.
What is contempt? Okay. It's to feel contemptuous, or to have a lot of content. What is disgust? Oh, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Отвращение.
And the same is about revulsion. When everything is just disgusting, I can actually say something like, what is different with the emotional spectrum? And this list, if you look at the emotional spectrum, you also have angry, fearful, bad, surprised. And this list, what is different?
Adjective and noun.
You are great. The list of the spectrum is all based on adjectives. Там сплошные прилагательные, а здесь сплошные существительные. И если взять этот список и взять прилагательный список и сложить их вместе, у вас получится очень большое богатство языка. Например, как из слова anger сделать злой?
Angry.
Angry.
А теперь смотрите, отвратительный. Отвратительный. Disgusting.
И
То есть,
angry.
смотрите, это четвертая форма disgusting. Это я сама какая. Вас отвращаю. А если мне самой что-то противно, I am
Disgusted.
да, это будет третья форма глагола. I am disgusted. И вот уже отвращение выражается презрением и таким вот неприятием, отвращением. Disgust and revulsion. Так, envy. What is envy? Зависть. А что такое jealousy? Кроме зависти, это еще и ревность. Так, а что такое exasperation? I feel exasperated. I feel so exasperated. I have so much exasperation. I am frustrated and I am exasperated.
В растерянности.
Irritated как-то так.
Наоборот, да, это прям вот бесит все невозможно. Это я очень разгневана, очень сердита, я не могу получить то, что я хочу. You see, there are so many words and you have been studying for such a long time, but you still don't know a lot of them. For example, zest. What is zest? But you see synonyms. You see synonyms.
Зонтики.
Какие зонтики?
Изюминка.
Какие зонтики? Какие зонтики?
Фирма Zest зонтики делает.
Zest, то, значит, смотрите, это что-то, что какой-то интерес, общий активный интерес к делу. Ой, а кто сказал какая-то изюминка, вкус чего-то?
Да, изюминка.
Молодец. То есть это что-то такое вкусненькое, что-то, что вам в деле нравится. Какая-то, может быть, пикантность, какой-то вкус. So, my dear friends, of course, I don't want you to sit down and translate all the list. I don't want you to do this. Now it's not the time. You will have this list at home. But I want you to communicate in pairs. And I want you basically to open the spectrum, the emotional spectrum. Yeah, I want you to open your emotional spectrum and look at it carefully and think, for example, the first word that came to me, it's insecure. It's the first word that my eye caught. Do you understand the translation of the word insecure if we know the word security?
Не в безопасности.
What I feel insecure about everything. I don't know when I come back home. I don't know when Ukraine will be free, independent, and peaceful. I don't know when I see my husband. I don't know a lot of things. I don't know what will happen to my job in the future. So I feel insecure. Как это понять? Вот.
В растерянности.
Невизначеність, так.
Невизначена. Я дуже невизначена та не впевнена в тому, що буде. Так, так. So you see, it was actually the first word that my eyes caught. The first, and even sometimes you can actually say that I can, if you come to insecure, you will see that it is inadequate. Sometimes I feel inadequate. Что такое inadequate? Это не в смысле неадекватная. Сейчас, подождите, быстро словарь спрошу, что такое inadequate в красивом переводе. Чувствующий неполноценный, вот, неполноценный. Sometimes I feel inadequate because I call my life here like a half-life. I understand, I absolutely understand that the people who are in Dnipro or people of Kharkov or people from, Kherson, these are, of course, their positions are much harder and much more difficult. But me, for myself, I feel really, really insecure, inadequate, and even anxious. Yeah, anxious. And of course, I can I can say that I feel scared. Of course, I feel scared. I feel scared for my husband. I feel scared for all my friends and colleagues who are in Ukraine. I feel scared for my country, for my house, for my car. There are so many things, but you know what is the absolutely strange thing? At the same time, I sometimes feel optimistic. If you see, these are two different parts of the spectrum. You see, to feel insecure is here, and to feel optimistic is absolutely opposite. But I do feel inspired, and I do feel hopeful because of some news, because of some thinking, I don't know. So you see, on one hand, you can really be nervous because you are threatened. Что такое threatened?
Под угрозой.
You can really feel threatened, but on the other hand, you can feel really powerful, for example. You can really feel powerful. So it's a fantastic ability of our brain to be stressed on one hand, to be stressed, but on the other hand, to be actually trusting and full of desire to work and continue. You see, and the problem with our education, oh, Veronica, very nice to see you. Hi, Veronica. Hi, Anna. Hi, ladies. I'm sorry, I was looking at the emotional spectrum. I didn't see you. So, very nice. Oh, you are, not Veronica. Hi, Alina. I thought it was Veronica. Sorina. Hi. Mwah. Hi, Alina. Guys, the majority of you remember Alina, my friend from Dnipro who moved to Kiev, then now she's in Austria. And then thanks to Alina, we have these fantastic organizations of concerts all around the world called Доброго вечора, ми з України. I saw it. I was the witness that it is on Alina's fragile shoulders that all the organizational process of all the concert is, or it lies. Believe me, I saw it. I saw it. She's a very powerful blonde. Very powerful blonde. Данкишон. Это то, чем надо зайти на урок английского. And the mother of three. She's also the mother of three and the captain of my Что, где, когда team, in the past and hope in the future. So, you know, like a little bit crazy like me. Okay, so So what I want to say to you that unfortunately at our schools, through the literature we were reading in our childhood, we basically are brought up on the model of a monochrome world. Помогите мне перевести красиво. We are brought up on the model of a monochrome world. We are brought up on the model of a monochrome world.
Нас, как бы, нам уже дали эту модель черно-белого
Мы
мира.
воспитаны совершенно монохромной.
Монохромного мира.
We are, or you can say polar world. Polar world. There is one pole and the second.
Полярный.
And unfortunately, it was all installed in the literature we read, in the cartoons we watched, in the stories that we heard, in the school education, that we never looked at the world in its, как сказать, многогранность, многополярность, многозначность, неоднозначность. Очень красивое слово такое. Вот когда, например, эта тема многозначная.
Versatility.
Very good. And another, I was actually looking for another one, but this one is fantastic. Diversity, super girls, diversity. Вы видите, насколько вы круче, чем я, потому что я вспомнила одно, а вы еще плюс 2.
Comprehension или по отношению к людям?
Comprehension — это осознание. Look, I have given you all three. Ambiguity. Ambiguous, да, многозначный, неоднозначный. Ambiguity. Двусмысленность, неоднозначность, вот словарь дает многозначность. Diversity, диверсификация, да, разнообразие, и versatility — это то же самое. You can say she is a very versatile person. Yeah, she's a very versatile person, то есть такая многогранная, многослойная, непростая. So unfortunately, we are the people who were brought up on the monochrome myth about the world. The person can be either our friend or our enemy. He can be either right or wrong. He can be good or bad. And unfortunately, all the cartoons were like based like this, very, very, very polar, very polar. But of course, the older we become, the more we understand that at 1 second we can be angry, but at the same time we can feel that we love this person. Like, for example, you can be very angry with your child, but you still understand that you love your child very much. And that's why all psychologists, all modern psychologists tell you, don't tell the child that you don't love him. Tell him that I love you very much, but at these very moments, I'm really angry with you, which is very, very important, that the child feels that whatever he does or she does, he is loved and accepted. Yeah. So it's not like my mom is angry, I will go and die. Yeah, I will commit suicide, and then you will see. You know, like all teenagers come through this stage. We will see how, like, you know, like my 5-year-old son told me, I will die and I will see how you will live without me. And I said, unfortunately, when you die, you will not see anything. So you have to stay and continue living with us. But you see, it's something inside. These processes are unavoidable. Yeah. So anyway, I just want to say that many years ago, maybe like 15 years ago, I was asked at one of the psychological trainings many years ago, I was asked such a question. Is it normal to be emotional? Is it normal to feel emotions? Okay, I'm addressing the question to you. Is it normal to feel emotions?
You know, my father all my childhood tell me one phrase: you should don't show your emotions.
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't
You
show
shouldn't show your emotions. Mhm,
all time.
mhm.
So
So
I just try to feel it and show.
it's difficult, isn't it? Okay,
Yeah.
what do you think, Nick? Nick, what do you think about emotions? Should you show your emotions? Is it normal to have emotions?
It's normal to have emotions, especially in their good ways, or I don't know.
Ah, sorry. Now you're again coming to the polar world. So if these emotions are good, it's good to have them. And if these emotions are destructive, for example, if these emotions are not good.
Of course, you can feel bad emotions, but I don't know. Yes.
No, I'm asking you. It's interesting because it's really very, very important. For me, it was such an important... Так, у кого там что жужжит? Ребята, у кого что там так это зажужжало? Okay. So, okay, I will ask each one. Okay, Angelina, what do you think? You're not a very emotional person, Angelina. I know this. I have seen you for many years. I have watched you. But anyway, is it normal to feel emotions?
Yes, I think it is normal to feel emotion and to show them to people. But if these emotions are overestimated and
Переоценены?
too much, the emotion are shown переизбытки.
Not to over demonstrate your emotions. That's what you mean.
Yes.
So keep them under control. Okay.
If it is possible.
If it is possible. Okay, I want to ask everybody. It's interesting, really. Irina, what do you think about showing emotions?
Yes, of course, it's normal to feel emotions, but you should to be able to control this emotion.
You should be able to control the emotions.
Yeah.
Says
you should stop, maybe breathe, and попить воды, drink water.
Drink some water. Ее нельзя просто
water, yeah.
Even if it is positive emotion, as Nick said.
No, if we talk about negative emotion, if we talk about happy, about happiness, yeah, you can show this. Why not?
I don't know. Some people don't like when people are too happy, like they you know.
It depends on the situation.
It depends on the situation. Absolutely right. Tatiana, please tell me something. I mean, Tatiana Chala, tell me something about emotions, because Tatiana.
I think that it is natural to have emotions, and personally me, I'm very emotional and I show my emotions, but in a polite way, because when I'm depressed or when I feel bad, I just inform people who are around me, who are with me, that, excuse me guys, I am not in a good mood today because something happened and I don't know, but I inform people why I'm not happy now, why
they should beware, да, остерегаться, why they should be. Okay, thank you, Alina.
It's natural.
It's natural. Alina, what about you? You are an emotional person. I know this.
Yes, I'm an emotional person. I don't know how to live without emotion. I try. It's impossible for me. It's too difficult. It's too hard. It takes a lot of energy
to control emotions.
Yes, to control emotions. But I don't know. It's a type of temperament. I don't know how to.
Temperament. It's the type of temperament.
Temperament.
Absolutely.
It's type of people who have a lot of emotion
Люди делятся. Люди
И
делятся.
делятся своими эмоциями.
They share their emotions. Я думала, люди
Share
делятся на...
the emotions.
People share their emotions.
It's not good, not bad. It's a type of people.
It's type of people. Yeah, it's a good one. Thank you, Alina. Very nice. Your English is good. 2-3 months
Yeah,
later,
thank you.
it's still good. Okay, Austria. What Austria does you good? Anna, are you with us? Can you share your opinion about the emotions, please?
Yes, I think that we should inform surroundings about our emotions, so that they can do something for us, or don't do the things that make us angry, for example.
So you just say like, I am sorry, this makes me angry. Don't talk to me now. Is it like this? Is it possible to be like this? I'm asking you, maybe it is. I don't know. We are different.
It's an ideal world, but sometimes
idea.
we make this in some emotional way and overshow our emotions.
Over the top. Yeah, we show them over the top. Okay.
But it's not good idea to hide our emotions, because
it's a good one.
Nobody will know what happened with us and why we are in that or those mode.
In this or that mood. And the problem is with what you are saying, I will add to you, the problem is that if the more we hide our emotions, the bigger will the outburst be. Outburst. Yeah, what is outburst? Oh, такой выброс, да? The bigger the outburst will be, because like our teacher Kirill, who works in our school, like he says, there are 2 types of people. The first type of people is a very emotional person who shows a lot of emotions and does a lot of fuss around. And the second type of person is a very nice person who never shows his emotions, but one day goes, takes a gun and shoots everybody around. So it just, the emotions don't go anywhere. They just pile up. Pile, да, pile это кучка, they just pile up, pile как куча, they just pile up, and one day you will have an outburst. And like your husband or your wife, or I don't know, your parents will say, а что я такое сказала? Ничего же я такого прям не сказала, что ты так взорвалась, а я тебе взорвалась за все последние 2 года, да? So it's like, you must understand it, that it's what, the second law of Newton, or what is this law of Newton, that ничто никуда не девается, да, и ничто ниоткуда не берется. So it's
Закон сохранения энергии.
Ну да. So it's the same. You just go, the level just grows, and then the outburst is great. So Alexei, tell us about your emotions, please, and what you think about emotions.
I think that emotions, it's a natural part of the person, but polite person should control his emotion, but it depends very much of the mentality of the state, accepted standards, and so on. But I think that our emotions don't disturb other people.
Можете звук отключить? Кто? Ольга или кто? Да, у вас?
Не-не-не, у меня нет.
А у кого дзынькает все время?
Excuse me.
It's yours.
It's
Okay.
mine in the other
device. So, okay. So okay, Ksenia, let me ask you about your emotions and you personally, your story. What did your parents tell you in the childhood?
First of all, I'd like to say that feeling emotions is absolutely natural. We are not machines. And as for me, I'm scared of some persons. I know some people who like always with poker face, and you never know what they feel. It's really scary. And
Scary. It's really scary. Mhm.
And also, I'd like to add that I don't believe in good and bad emotions. All emotions are normal and natural. And the main thing, you should study how to manage your emotions. I mean, you should understand what you are really feeling now, and this is our way, a journey of. This is our hero journey, which
Hero's
starts with
journey. Yeah, absolutely.
because this spectrum which you showed us, it demonstrates how little we know about our emotions, really.
Natalia, you are absolutely right. And not only how little we know, and not even in English, right? Even in Russian, how little we know about our emotions, but it's also this idea of reflection, reflexia. What am I feeling now and why I am feeling it? And this is really very important. Natalia, can I ask you a few words about your childhood? What were you taught in the childhood? I probably even know the answer, but I want you to tell us.
Me?
Yeah.
Of course, I was a very calm child, but I was and I am now very emotional. I'm like hurricane inside, and now I'm inside, but now I'm hurricane and outside.
Both outside. How did you learn it? Tell us about it. How did you learn it?
What?
How did you
What
learn?
do you mean?
How do you learn
That I'm hurricane?
to let your emotions out? How did you
I
learn?
let my emotions out, unfortunately, because I can cry 1 minute and in a minute I can excuse with my with my children, for example.
Excuse это наоборот. I can попросить прощения в
No, yeah, I can apologize.
I can apologize in front of, okay.
In front of my children or even in front of my husband. All my...
Как вам это маленькое добавление? Even in front of my husband. Хоть он и не заслуживает, гад такой, это так читается. Even in front of my husband, okay.
Yes. The closest people tell me that I tell, then I think. First I tell, then I think.
First you talk, then you think. Mm-hmm.
Yes. With not so close people, I can, as you told, pile up my emotions, and then I'm like volcano.
Mm-hmm.
Volcano, for example, with mom or stepmother, and.
It's called pent up energy. Вот я вам в чате, у меня там вентилятор, да, мне периодически вздувает.
And my body, and sometimes my body shows me my emotions when I can't tell some person, for example, with a teacher, for example, my body becomes shake. I feel дрожь.
You shake. You shake.
Yes, my body. I feel like everything in my body, inside and outside, I'm shivering, shaking. I don't know. But in my childhood, I was a very calm person, and everybody thought that I'm like amoeba. I don't know, like how to say
amoeba.
Even some persons didn't remember my name because I was so calm. But I think, my parents didn't tell me not to be emotional. But of course, my mom always told me, "Что скажут люди?"
What they say?
we grew up in this judgmental environment. Of course, it's normal. Tatiana Безродная, are you learning now to be emotional? What are you doing to feel emotional?
Yes, I'm when I speak with some person, and I understand that there is a moment when I need to show my emotions, because if I won't, because if I wouldn't show,
no. После if никаких will и никаких would.
If I don't, if I don't show my emotions, I can leave communication with this person, or maybe I will regret about it in the nearest future, and yes, maybe that's all.
Okay, thank you, my dear friends. That was really interesting, just to feel that you are, first of all, I was sitting and thinking that you speak about such topics in English quite openly and quite fluently, and it's beautiful, really, my compliment. It's not speaking one-to-one in pairs, it's speaking like with everybody. And I feel that it's great, it's important for me that we do it. But anyway, just pent up energy, я сказала, да, пока Наталья рассказывала, pent up — это накопленное, которое накапливается, like a volcano, pent up energy of the volcano, there is an outburst and you have an eruption. So the energy can pent up, накапливаться, or the emotions can pent up. And really, I will finish this idea that one day I was asked on this training, psychological training, it was called the emotional intellect, the training upon the emotional intellect. It was not even a training, it was like a course. And we had the spectrum of emotions and everything. And the idea was that I was asked if it was okay to feel emotions. And you know what? My answer at that time, about 15 or 16 years ago, maybe, when I wanted to be a good girl, yeah, my answer, of course, was like, it's good to feel positive emotions and it's bad to feel negative emotions. And we should show positive emotions, but we should keep negative emotions to ourselves, of course, because I was a very good girl. And that was when I was taught, to meet my dark shade, or to meet my dark shadow, to look. Yes, it was a fantastic thing, how to meet your dark self, how to meet the dark side of the moon, if you wish, how to look in the mirror and see your ugly half. It was an unbelievable course. And after that, I started giving a training. I had my personal training, more to school children or something like that. The name of this training was, I told you, Psychology Through Harry Potter Books. Remember, I told you that it was one of my favorite things, Psychology Through Harry Potter Books. So there was this one fantastic training that I helped people who came to this training to see themselves, because I was talking about Harry Potter. If you know, Harry Potter has one. Harry Potter is protagonist and there is antagonist. Do you know these words? Protagonist and antagonist?
Злодей, герой.
Да, злодей и герой, совершенно верно. Every protagonist always has some antagonist, right? And so every protagonist, the protagonist of the story is, of course, Harry Potter. And who is his biggest antagonist? Who is his biggest antagonist? Even if you read something a little.
Draco Malfoy? Draco Malfoy?
It's interesting. You see, who Okay, tell me, give me ideas. Волан-де-Морт, он по-английски, он там Воланд, это его на русском сделали, чтобы он на Воланда был похож. По-английски он Волдеморт.
And as I remember, Harry Potter and Voldemort in their when they were younger, or they both have many things in common.
Identical traces, absolutely right. But we can say that Voldemort is the chief villain. Помните, когда мы смотрели про треугольник Карпмана, там был villain, да? Hero, villain, да? Это злодей. So Voldemort is basically a real 100% villain, and he is yes, he's the dark part of the book, and of course Harry does everything to conquer him or do something like that. But during all 7 books, Harry has 2 antagonists, even before Voldemort comes to the stage in the book number 4. He comes to the stage in the end of the 4th book. So there are 2 very, very big antagonists in the story. And the first one, you are absolutely right, it's Draco Malfoy. Draco. Actually, the name of Malfoy is built of 2 words. Foy, это заклятый враг, а маль по-французски это плохой, больной, нехороший. Маладе, пела это, как ее там? Поняли, француженка.
Лара Фабиан.
Лара Фабиан, точно. So, Малфой, плохой враг. Draco, понятно, он из созвездия, там они все называли в честь созвездий своих детей, ну и плюс, понятное имя. А отец у него, между прочим, Lucius Malfoy, Lucius, with allusion to Lucifer. Lucifer, yeah, the fallen angel who was too snobbish, who was too egoistic, who decided that he can be bigger than God, and who crashed down. The same happened in the whole book, in the end of the book with Lucius Malfoy. But nevertheless, Malfoy, this boy who gives Harry Potter more headache than Lord Voldemort. It's a fantastic idea. That's why I adore Joanne Rowling, that she is, как вы говорите, многозначная? Ambiguous. That she's ambiguous, she's еще раз разнообразная, вот эти ваши слова красивые.
Versatile, как сказать в прилагательном?
Diversity.
Diverse.
Versatile and diverse. She's really versatile and diverse. And because of course it's like Harry and Lord Voldemort, obvious. And basically even Professor Dumbledore as a mentor. Professor Dumbledore, if you look at Hero's Journey, you will see a typical and very straightforward picture. He has a villain, he must fight, there is his mentor dies in the book number 5. It all, you know, very straightforward. But the genius of Joanne Rowling is everything around this story. And Harry personally goes through maybe 7 or 10 hero's journeys around one big hero's journey. Да? То есть у него своих 6, 7, 10 маленьких вот этих вот, Алина, ты не была, да, я не знаю, ты знаешь, что такое путь героя или не знаешь из психологии, но мы как раз об этом сейчас вот разговариваем. So, he makes a lot of different, yes или нет, я не услышала.
No,
Okay,
I don't know.
Может, ты не сказала. So I will tell you, we will talk about it. Don't worry, we will continue talking about it. So Harry sets, or life sets before Harry a lot of different smaller conflicts than a big fight with Lord Voldemort, right? And the second villain, the second person that he hates is, if you read it, it's Professor Snape, ugly, professor of potions, да, профессор зельеварения, fantastically played by Alan Rickman in the film, unbelievably played. One of the best acting there is Alan Rickman's, unfortunately, who passed away soon after the film was finished, but it's unparalleled. So Snape, Professor Snape, hated his father in their childhood because they studied together, and this hate he puts on Harry. And Harry, learning the story that his father hated him, he sort of как наследует. Умница, inherits heritage and наследие, he inherits this. And until the last chapter, I will not tell you what happens in the end of the last chapter. If you haven't still read it, what are you doing in my classroom? And the second, I strongly recommend you do it. But really, when in the last book, in the last chapters of the book, in the last 7 chapters, Harry, yes, okay, he conquers Lord Voldemort. Okay, it's obvious, it's natural. We understand that if there was a rifle in the first act, it will shoot in the last. Chekhov. Что это значит? If there was a rifle in the first act, it will shoot in the last.
Ружье на сцене должно выстрелить.
В первом акте висит ружье, то в последнем оно должно выстрелить.
В последнем акте оно обязано выстрелить, совершенно верно.
А в индийском фильме споет и станцует. А в индийских фильмах споет и станцует.
Точно. So it's obvious that Lord Voldemort will be conquered, but in the last chapter of Harry Potter, he manages to make peace with both Snape and Malfoy. He doesn't become friends with them. He doesn't fall in love with them, but he understands them and he makes peace with them. And for me, this is bigger hero's journey than killing the villain. It's so easy to kill the villain, I mean, okay. But to understand that even your biggest, как вы говорите, заклятый враг, that even your biggest foe, там такой, как той, foe, even your biggest foe has some positive intentions. This is adulthood. This is adulthood. When you stop thinking that Snape is bad and his father is good, thinking, it's fantastic. This is when Harry Potter grows up. And when you discuss it with people and you actually say that it's normal to be angry, it's normal to be bitter. Вот у вас сейчас еще раз с вами поделюсь вот этой картинкой. Bitter. Вы видите слово bitter? Сейчас я его тут где-то видела.
Angry, bitter, mad.
Где-то вверху, да? Вот.
Справа красная.
Angry справа третья.
Ага, вот я его во внешнем еще. Ага. So it's okay to be bitter. Что такое bitter вообще? Горький, испытывать горечь. It's okay to be bitter because when you are bitter, you feel violated and you feel indignant. Ты чувствуешь, что над тобой поиздевались, ты почувствовал какое-то насилие к себе, и ты от этого indignant, возмущен. And if you actually read about Snape and his history through the books and what Harry Potter's father was doing to him, you will actually understand that he had all the rights to be bitter, that he had every right to be bitter. So what I'm saying is that when we were taught, not only by our parents, our teachers, society, models of the society, we were taught to keep our emotions inside, not to show them to anybody and be like, be like stiff upper lip. Помните то, что говорят британцы? Недавно мы с вами об этом говорили. Stiff upper lip. Жесткая верхняя губа. Это значит, что если вы сейчас вот так вот задержите свою губу, вы не сможете ни заплакать, ни засмеяться, никак вообще в принципе, кроме как кончиками губ вот так реагировать на все горести, неудачи, проблемы. То есть это называется британский характер, стойкость. Да? Stiff upper lip. держимся, держи удар. Вот они могут друг другу сказать, типа, давай, stiff upper lip, давай, не показывай эмоций. And unfortunately, the level of suicides in Great Britain has been growing dramatically for a couple of centuries already. Because this pent-up energy inside will get an outburst, because we must feel and we must show all our emotions in the ambiguity. And now, my dear friends, I want to send you to our chats, and I want you to open the spectrum of emotions, and I want you to discuss all the emotions that you are feeling now. Not only like, okay, I am feeling, I don't know, I'm feeling threatened, да, чувствую себя под угрозой. I am feeling, of course, I'm feeling it because I don't know this, and that. But also I'm feeling this. Look, I come to the seaside. I come to the seaside here in Israel. I come to the seaside and I stop feeling threatened. I stop feeling insecure. I stop feeling anxious. I actually feel even content. Content, вот оно, да, в слове happy, content, это значит наполненная. I feel content, I feel even joyous sometimes. I feel free when I see the seaside, when I come to the seaside. So I can be interested in something. I go to, for example, some excursion in the north of the country. Of course, I feel inquisitive and curious, Because if we concentrated only on negative side of the spectrum, saying to each other, it's war in the country and I can't feel happy or curious, we will die. We can't do it. So once again, I will tell you about my friend from my Hebrew lessons, the lady who was staying in Mariupol till the end of April, until she was evacuated by Jewish organization. And she told me they lived in basement, in a cellar for several months. And they discovered a half-burned supermarket near their hiding place. And they found some eggs and they managed to color them for Easter. They got some eggshells, onion skin, and they got some green grass, and they boiled it on the fire to make multicolored eggs. And they celebrated, some people celebrated Easter, some people celebrated Passover, because there were many different people living in one cellar. Кто-то праздновал свою Пасху, кто-то праздновал свой Песах, они приблизительно в одно время, как вы помните. And they found a little candle, and they knew it because one lady was keeping a calendar on the wall. She was crossing out the dates because everything was, there was no power, nothing was working, they didn't have any news, they didn't know anything. Actually, when she said when Russian soldiers came to their cellar, they opened the door and they said, Zelensky is killed, there is no more Ukraine, it's Russian Federation, come outside. And they believed him first because they didn't have any information. So, but it was important for them to cross the days out. And I asked her, Vika, I said, how was it possible that you celebrated Easter and Passover in the cellar in such conditions? And she said, because everybody wants to live. And we needed something positive. We needed some positive emotions to keep living. And so I want you to look at this spectrum very carefully and say what emotions you have been feeling for the past several weeks. Okay, I am sending you to meet. I will start. So if you still remember, I promised you to continue watching a nice video, about the hero's journey. the way that we go through our life. And remember, I showed you last lesson, how our brain works, that if you ask the brain to concentrate on what films were shown, the episodes from which films were shown in the video, you don't listen to the content. And if I ask you to concentrate on the content, you don't notice the films shown in the video. So it's absolutely normal that our brain can't concentrate on everything. But anyway, I want to play like 3 or 4 minutes of this video to you. I want you to concentrate on the content. I want you to listen. I want you to concentrate on the content. And then I will ask you some questions, okay? Okay. So we can start. It's a very nice video. Very good language. I told you last time, I even thought that I made speed slower. Yeah, that's very, very nice, very good speed. Okay.
Up! Get up!
Once there was an ordinary world.
Now!
In which a hero lived an ordinary life. Whether this world resembles our own, either past or present,
Hey, come on.
or if it's a more imaginative place, like a distant planet or a fantastical realm, doesn't really matter. What matters is that to the hero, this is ordinary existence. After all, where else does the extraordinary emerge, if not out of the ordinary?
So this is a little part. I want to ask several questions. What is the important part of every hero's journey? Where does it begin? Where does it begin?
In his ordinary life.
Yes, in his ordinary life, yeah? Why it is very important that we understand that our hero's journeys begin from our ordinary life. Why is it important to understand?
That it means that everyone can be a hero.
Absolutely right. Like if you watch it in the films or you read it in the books, you understand that it begins in the ordinary life and anybody can be a hero. And you too, nothing prepares you for this. You know, nothing tells you that tomorrow the journey will begin. No, it begins and only then you understand that you are in the middle of the journey. Yeah, because of course it's fantastic, like in the films, they will come to you and say, you're a wizard, Harry. Or this is the что там, кольцо, да, надо было отнести. I don't remember why Frodo Baggins was sent somewhere. What was he doing? What did he have to do? I don't remember this, but yeah, to destroy a ring.
Yes.
Gandalf sent him to destroy a ring. That was his initial task.
In the volcano, yes.
Okay, or I don't know, Morpheus, who offers you 2 pills. Yeah,
and say that you are chosen.
Yes, you know, he comes to you, says to you that you are chosen, offers you 2 pills, you choose the pill, and in the second film you understand that you are actually not chosen. If you remember, if you watched Matrix, it's a fantastic thing that you are not chosen, but sorry?
It was open question, as I remember. Nobody knew.
Nobody knew, but that was a great idea, that after you stop bullets with your palm, or after you fly or do terrible things because you believe, not terrible, terrific things, because you believe that you are chosen, suddenly you understand that you are not chosen. And you are like, oops, why am I stopping all these bullets? And the idea is that anybody can be chosen if he or she believes in himself or in herself. So it's like, oh, we are all chosen. Apart from we are all living in the matrix, we are all chosen. Yeah. So, okay, it begins in the ordinary world. Listen on, let's watch.
Place that the hero is called to adventure, to a journey into a new world. They encounter someone or something that disrupts the course of their ordinary life. A mysterious stranger, a message, a peculiar object, a promise.
We were saving that.
For today, I guarantee it.
For the call to adventure, in whatever form it comes, implies that our hero is no longer ordinary, but special.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
There's another world waiting for them, an evil force to defeat, a universe to save. It's a call that seems frightening at first, and is often downright refused.
You've got the wrong hobbit.
Perhaps the hero feels they cannot leave their ordinary world because of various obligations within it.
I can't get involved. I've got work to do.
Perhaps it is because they feel they are not brave or capable enough to live up to the task. Luckily, a mentor already familiar with the world beyond is ready to help.
What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. It is this feeling that has brought you to me.
And our hero is guided over the threshold into the unknown.
I'm going on an adventure.
Okay. Was it quite understandable? Could you understand more or less? Yeah. Okay. Now I will show you several questions. I am actually sending these questions to our chats. And these will be true or false questions. True or false questions, my dear friends. So please, Natalia, read the first one.
In the beginning of the book, a hero lived an extraordinary life.
True or false?
False.
Guys, do you agree? Do you disagree? True or false?
True. It's true.
It's true that in the beginning of the book, hero lived an extraordinary life. True.
Необычную жизнь.
I don't know. I'm asking you the question. Is it true or false?
It was just false.
False.
Ordinary life.
Ordinary life. So it's not
False.
it's not extraordinary life. It's true or false. Правда или неправда, да? То есть вам надо внимательными быть. Of course, it's false. Okay, Ksenia, read the next one.
It is always an ordinary world, never a fantastic realm.
Reality. Realm.
It's true because it's always an ordinary world.
Yeah, so, а что такое еще раз fantastic realm?
Ну, это не фантастические
какие-то миры, королевства, миры. Okay, the next one. Nick, read the next one. C.
The extraordinary always emerges from ordinary.
True. What does it mean? The extraordinary always emerges from ordinary. What does it mean?
You can't create extraordinary without ordinary.
Without ordinary, absolutely right. To do something extraordinary, we must start from very ordinary things. Tatiana, please, D.
Horus.
Which Tatiana? I don't know. Tatiana Chala. Sorry, Tatiana.
Okay. The hero is always called to a journey to a new world.
True.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
truth. It's true. It's absolutely right. Angelina, please, the last one. They start
the journey on their own. False. It is false.
It's false. Tatiana Bezrodная, how do they start their journey if they don't start the journey on their own?
I don't remember this place.
Who helps our heroes start the journey?
The situation or meeting the people, someone or something.
Someone or something is the trigger. Someone or something is the trigger. But what about the journey? What about the journey? Okay, let's watch it together a little bit, and I will ask you several questions. Just a sec.
The ordinary. It is from this place that the hero is called to adventure.
Смотрите, какая классная конструкция. It is from this place that the hero is called to adventure. It is from the It is from this place that the hero is called to adventure. Как это переводится правильно на русский красиво или на украинский, неважно. It is
Раз с этого места.
Начинается
именно с этого, да, места. Как по-українськи красиво сформулировать? Це з цього, да, це є... Нет, вот как сказать, саме с цього места, саме, да, вот именно с этого места и начинается, да, путешествие.
To a journey into a new world. They encounter someone or something.
They do what? They
Encounter.
Yeah, what is encounter? Encounter, to encounter, how is it translated? They encounter something or someone. Сталкиваться, встречаться. Maybe you know this, maybe you don't know it, but the first film of Steven Spielberg, the first film, well, before all the films he did, the first film was called Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And Michael Jackson always said that it was his favorite film. Yeah? Ksenia, did you listen to Michael Jackson's songs?
No, no one.
Not one, я же вам специально ссылочки поприсылала, чтобы вы посмотрели.
No, the only which you showed.
The only one I showed. Okay. So, Encounter, еще раз, любимый фильм Майкла Джексона и первый фильм, который снял Спилберг. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Близкие контакты третьей степени. Там потом этот фильм с идею содрали в советский мультик, который назывался «Контакт». Про то, как прилетела летающая тарелка, и никто не знал, как с ней общаться, и через музыку они нашли контакт. Вот, это был фильм про это, ну и мультик такой у нас был, назывался «Контакт». So, they start...
Journey into a new world. They encounter someone or something.
They encounter something, someone or something, да, с чем-то встречаются.
That disrupts the course of their ordinary life.
That does what? That
прерывает.
Disrupt the course of ordinary life.
A mysterious stranger, a message, a peculiar object.
Какой object? Какой object?
Mysterious stranger, a message, a peculiar object.
Peculiar. Эпикурейский.
Вот там уже горе от ума. Look at the chat.
Peculiar.
Peculiar object. What is peculiar? Peculiar. Особый, да, такой загадочный, особый, peculiar object, своеобразный там.
A promise.
Or a promise, right?
We were saving that.
For today, I guarantee it.
For the call to adventure, in whatever form it comes, implies that our hero is no longer ordinary, but special.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
I am a what? I am a what? Yeah, you're a wizard, Harry. Okay, my dear friends. Now I will give you the second little task. Just a sec. I decided to make something like multiple choice answers. Do you know what it means? Multiple choice answers?
Yes.
Любимые задания на тестах всяких, да? Multiple choice answers. Okay, please, if you can open your books, you will see that people encounter someone, something, someone or something.
Someone or something.
Someone or something.
Or none that disrupts the course of their ordinary life. They encounter someone, something, someone or something, or none that disrupts the course of their ordinary life, and it is
someone or something.
Yeah, see, someone and something. Very well. Okay, we'll do it together. They encounter a special object, an artifact, an advice, Particular object. C. Cross out not mentioned. Вычеркните то, что не упоминается в фильме. Cross out not mentioned. A mysterious stranger, a message, a promise, a ticket.
Ticket.
Promise,
And the message.
Promise, ticket.
Ticket and message.
message, promise. So 3 things are not mentioned: a promise, a ticket.
Yeah, promise.
Please tell me only those words that are not mentioned. A ticket. Okay, you are a wizard, Harry. Says.
I'm a what?
I am. Еще раз. Один человек правильно сказал. I am a what. Прикольно. I'm a what. Да, артикль, который здесь стоит, он прикольно стоит, он показывает я что. Так, окей. И at first the call seems appealing, engaging, wrong, frightening. At first the call seems appealing, engaging, wrong, frightening.
Frightening.
Поговорите со мной все остальные, что только один человек разговаривает. Frightening. Там нету фрайте. Frightening. Frightening. Okay. Why can't a hero leave his world? Because he has duties there, because he's lazy, because he's weak.
He's weak.
Не weak, а weak. He's weak.
He has duties there.
Duties.
I don't know, maybe he has duties there, both. Yeah, both. He has duties and he's weak. We don't know this. Okay. The hero gets help from the who is
From the place.
So the hero gets help from there.
Who disrupts the course of his ordinary life.
The moment.
Okay, now I will play the video again. Please look at the true or false questions and find the answers, please.
Up! Get up!
Once there was an ordinary world.
Now!
In which a hero lived an ordinary life. Whether this world resembles our own, either past or present,
Hey, come on.
or if it's a more imaginative place, like a distant planet or a fantastical realm, doesn't really matter. What matters is that to the hero, this is ordinary existence. After all, where else does the extraordinary emerge, if not out of the ordinary? It is from this place that the hero is called to adventure, to a journey into a new world. They encounter someone or something that disrupts the course of their ordinary life. A mysterious stranger, a message, a peculiar object, a promise.
Hey, we were saving that.
For today, I guarantee it.
For the call to adventure, in whatever form it comes, implies that our hero is no longer ordinary, but special.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
There's another world waiting for them, an evil force to defeat, a universe to save. It's a call that seems frightening at first, and is often downright refused.
You've got the wrong hobbit.
Perhaps the hero feels they cannot leave their ordinary world because of various obligations within it.
I can't get involved. I've got work to do.
Perhaps it is because they feel they are not brave or capable enough to live up to the task. Luckily, a mentor already familiar with the world beyond is ready to help.
What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. It is this feeling that has brought you to me.
And our hero is guided over the threshold into the unknown.
I'm going on an adventure!
Okay. Now can you answer my questions more correctly? Okay, so question.
And who is also already familiar with this. issue.
So the hero gets help from the whom?
Mentor.
Tutorial.
Mentor.
Mentor.
The
Mentor.
mentor, yeah. The hero gets help from the mentor who is
Already familiar.
who is already familiar with this new world, right? The mentor who is already familiar with this world. Okay, I've got something that I want to show you. I've got something that I want to show you, and actually it shows. I want to show you something that shows. I want to show you something that demonstrates. I want to show you something that demonstrates a beautiful idea about this hero's journey, and we've got the picture. If I remember correctly, we've got the picture, but I will send it again. We've got this picture, right? I sent it to our chats. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have already seen this picture, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. So you see, we can say that the hero, and anybody of us can become a hero, and we are all heroes now, feels the call to the journey. He is afraid to live his traditional normal life. He meets some kind of mentor who is familiar, or some supernatural aid, like an object maybe, or something, right? Maybe some advice, and it helps him to cross the threshold. Что такое threshold?
Порог.
Еще раз, не услышала. Порог, совершенно верно. To cross the threshold between what and what?
Between familiar world and unknown.
Between the known world and the unknown world, yeah? In our life, for example, we have done several crossings of the thresholds. We probably never even realized that we were doing some important steps or something like that in our lives, that we were crossing the threshold. But maybe you can tell me something from your life, from your childhood, maybe from your later years, when you really crossed the threshold between the known and the unknown.
My example, I divorced at the beginning of the war in March. In March this year, and this world was a huge step from familiar world to absolutely unknown.
Wow. Okay, I am surprised that you had already been married, but okay. So you divorced. That's oh my God, that's quite a step. That's quite a step, really. Okay, and this is really hero's journey. Did you meet some mentor? Did anybody help you? Maybe
yeah, I found a psychologist, but I paid him. But okay.
So what? Who told you that the mentor should only be like, okay, he can be your mentor, why not? Or she, doesn't matter. Okay, something else, ladies and gentlemen, something that happens in everybody's life. Yeah.
I can share my story. It also happens not so long ago.
Happened.
Yeah. When I decided that I want to move to another city, and I moved from Dnipro to Ivano-Frankivsk alone, and now I'm very happy that I did it.
That I did it.
Yeah.
And did you have any help on the way? Did anybody come to you to help? No, nobody. Wow, you are a great hero. Okay. Anything else?
My threshold was when I gave a birth for our son, and I didn't know what to do, how to teach him
how to be a mother.
It was incredible, and you know, my mentor was Dr. Spock. His book helped me how to feed this small boy, how to behave with him. I had a very nice instructions.
And now you know that now Dr. Benjamin Spock is almost burnt down. The books of of Spoke are burned down because they say that, and now in the modern psychology, that he was like said, but he was the first one who actually explained to British mothers that you can love your child, that you can take care of your child with pleasure, that it's okay, that your child will survive. Because before Spoke, they gave birth to 10 children, 5 of which survived, for example, and it was not normal to get attached to children. So now, of course, we laugh at Benjamin Spoke and tell.
And if you remember, he subdivided these babies by their temperament. And when you understand his temperament, you know how to feed this baby. Yes.
So he was a great progressor who now is considered terrible old person who made a lot of mistakes, but for that time he was unbelievably progressive. Okay, anything else? Something even simpler? No? Okay, Angelina, you can say that you immigrated to Germany, for example. I think that's an unbelievable hero's journey.
Yes, it was something like a hero's journey. First of all, I was married, but it was not very happy. And I decided to break up this relationship, yes. And I couldn't speak German very well, but I managed it somehow to find a new flat and to find support from.
I'm sorry, but you came to Germany together? No.
No.
Oh.
I was married with some German men, but it was not so successful. And yes, the problem was my son was with me, and it was difficult to start the life again.
Unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. But I actually was thinking even about more primitive journeys, and I will tell you one of the journeys that almost everybody experienced. Maybe only Nick hasn't experienced this yet. Do you remember yourself finishing school and getting ready for new life? Do you remember this time when on one hand you really wanted to finish school, but you were afraid and you didn't know what was awaiting you in front? If you come back to this, it's the first very really important journey for every teenager, actually. Do you remember this time?
Yes. Yes, we remember, but I think that it was
перечуття, це предвкушення, anticipation.
Yeah, it was anticipation. There was, of course, anticipation, but didn't you have any apprehension?
No.
Опасения. No, you didn't have any apprehension of what will be in the future.
No, I like risk.
We see it. A girl who left Dnipro and came to Ivano-Frankivsk alone during the military actions in Ukraine. Okay, Natalia, you wanted to say something, yeah?
Yes, I wanted to say that that times was easier, much more easier than nowadays in our adulthood, of course. And my threshold is living in a foreign country in Europe and without anybody who I know, without relatives, friends, and
just with kids,
and husband, just with kids and husband, because we have 3 children. Yes, because we have 3 children.
Super.
Your adult child is 18 years old, so
yeah, I know. No.
Yeah.
She is the daughter of another husband, so ex-husband. So no, they are from separate husbands. No. So yes, I agree. It was
многодетная семья, как будет?
Married with children. Как? У них нет такого. Ну, я могу проверить, но я ни разу ничего такого не слышала. Family with 3 children. So Anna, can you say something about your thresholds in your life?
Maybe changing the job, something like this.
Yeah, by the way, I actually wanted to ask Alexei about it too. When you came to work in Monobank, when you came to work in fintech, and you were not like 20, for example, and you had different profession, how was it for you to come and work out of your comfort zone? And I think almost 70% of people are younger than you, from different generations. So how was it?
Not 70, but 99%.
99%.
Yes, it was the decision.
The decision.
Yes. I decided to change my profession on the opposite side and to become an IT specialist. And I'm afraid about my success.
I am afraid. You were.
I'm afraid too, but I was very afraid about my future success.
I was really afraid.
Yes, but I glad that I did it.
I am glad. You have been there for how long? More than 6 years already. How long have you been there?
It was about 5 years ago.
5 years ago. So you see, it worked out. So divorced, moved to another city, moved to another country, divorced, started a new job. Anna, what was the job that you started?
It was a job in marketing automation system. So I had no experience in digital before, so it was quite a challenge for me.
It's like it's I understand that you are like Alexei. You changed profession to absolutely unknown realm. Вот только что это было, да? Realm. Кстати, нашла многодетную семью. Сейчас пока хочу вам просто realm посмотреть, красиво перевести, потому что мне что ничего в голову не приходит красиво. Значит, как переводится многодетная семья? Large family, family with many children. Официальные бумаги multi-child family. Ну вот я вам клянусь, я никогда в жизни такого не слышала. Multi-child family. So, okay, I haven't asked Olga. Oh, Olga and Nikolai. Nick, you see, I'm keeping you to the end, yeah? I'm giving you time to concentrate on your thresholds. Okay, Olga, are you here? Will you tell us about your crossing the thresholds? Nick, sorry, but it's your turn now. Tell us about this. Sound on, please. Yeah. Nick, sound on.
I can't remember of large steps I made.
We don't care about large. We need just a step.
So I have, I don't know, maybe one example of threshold is to come in this new group of English studying in a new community with different age.
Yes, absolutely different age.
And experience and как сказать, не класс, а
group.
Ну, нет, я имею в виду по сложности.
The subject, you mean the different level?
A different level, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yes, but your teacher, Evgenia, said that you were absolutely ready, and she actually recommended me to get you into this group. So, Nick, you must stay here, because it's like I was teaching everybody from your family, and then now it's time I teach you. So it's like, you know, okay. By the way, can I ask personal question. Where is your sis now?
She's in America, in Salisbury.
So she realized her plan, she realized her dream. She's in
Yes.
Salisbury. Okay, send my hugs to her. Okay, my dear friends. Irina, are you the only one I haven't asked yet? Irina?
Maybe.
Tell us about, sorry, realm, это все, это сфера, царство, область, королевство, реальность и пространство. Это все к слову realm. So, what was your new realm?
My new realm. It's our situation in the country.
Yeah, that it goes without saying. It goes without saying that now everybody's living through nightmare. But
I didn't change the place. I didn't change the job. I didn't change nothing. Only news, new news every day. And my swimming moods every day depends on this.
Swinging, качающийся. Swinging.
Mood, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I am sure if you think about it, you will understand it. Before we finish the lesson, I want to show you a fantastic picture, and I actually think that this picture, I will send this picture to you to the chats, because I want you to look at this picture at home. Почему я ее закрыла? Секундочку, я же ее открыла. Just a sec. Clever me as usual. Okay. So this picture is a fantastic one. Okay, I will share the screen probably together, and then you will look at it at home too.
Yeah.
So it's a great one about a hero's journey. It shows a picture of a boy who starts in the ordinary world. Yeah, what is the hero world like at the beginning of the story? This is actually how you should write a story. This tells us if we want to become writers, we can write very interesting book, exciting book based on the hero's journey. But I don't want you to write a book. It's not my task. I want you to read and try to understand what stages you were going through, or what stages you are already going through, sorry. Like, for example, it's called to adventure, what happens, yeah? So it's very interesting one. And next lesson, we will take a couple of films or books, and we will follow all this structure, and you will see, starting, I don't know, with the Titanic, for example, starting with any other films, you will see how it fantastically works. How it fantastically works on the example of, I don't care, Romeo and Juliet, take whatever you want. Take whatever you want, and you will see that if it's an action film or it's some kind of, you can actually even take Natasha Rostova's life. It doesn't matter. Everything will be almost identical. Yeah, so I think you will enjoy. Please pay attention to the spectrum of emotions. Please pay attention to, if I were you, I would print it out, put it above your bed, of course, translate some things that you don't know in English. And actually, I would try to follow your own emotions and to see what emotions you are feeling. By the way, we had a fantastic task on this training that I told you about. We had a fantastic task. We had to get our mobile phones and set the alarm for every 40 minutes. Every 40 minutes during the day, the alarm clock beeped, and we had to stop for a second and catch the emotion we are experiencing at this moment. Yeah, because during the day you suddenly understand that you had such a great spectrum of emotions. You were feeling like 40 minutes before you were ecstatic with pleasure and joy, 40 minutes later you are sad, and all this stuff. It was really a very interesting, not what I feel as a reaction to a phone ringing, but what I was feeling at the moment before this alarm clock started off. It was a fantastic task if you have some free time and if you want to experiment with yourself and the spectrum of emotions. I really recommend it to you, because the best thing we can do for ourselves is to know ourselves. Because we learn English, we learn mathematics, we learn a hell of a lot of subjects, and we don't learn ourselves. Okay, so thank you very much for this lesson. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing today. Thanks for sharing. I deeply appreciate it. I deeply appreciate you for sharing. Appreciate not you, I appreciate your sharing. Thanks a lot, my dear friend.
Thank you.
Thank you for the lesson.
Bye.
Bye. Stay safe. Stay safe. Koля, you are the best. Bye. Bye.